Academy. Y'all ready? Let's bring her in. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses in the high vibrating species on the planet. What it is, what it do, good people. How y'all living out there? Salute. What's up, man? What's up? Academics, come on in. Come on in. Salute to you. Salute to you. Peace and love to you. Come on in. Y'all have a seat, man. Have a seat, man. Class. You already know we about to have a blast. As always, as we make more discoveries on the SCPs. Welcome to the realm of the monsters. If you are new, I am your host, 7. You know what I'm saying? This is Academy 7, and we are checking out the monsters. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Monsters, paranormal, any type of anomalies. But for the most part, we got a lot of SCP work to cover, so we're going to be here for a while. We may delve into some other things if I find it interesting, if it's interesting enough to really cut what we got going on over here, because like I said, I was sent on mission, so I'm on a mission. It's really a mission, you know what I'm saying? So I must take it serious, and I must remain focused on what they got going on over here while other soldiers are doing what they're doing on the other fields, handling that good old business, you know what I'm saying? Bringing the truth out to the good old people. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Blue light check. Blue light check. Shadow Law, Ace in the back. Bring your Ace. Come on, come on. Hey, how you doing? Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you. Ace in the back. Quickly. Just cause y'all be tweaking. Anyways. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody doing good out there though, for real. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get like we got SCP 2922 notes from under. So we're gonna see who is in Shambhala sending us notes, or who is in Tartarus sending us notes from the bottom to the Tidnop. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna check that out in just a second. 2922, yes, that is the 6. They gave us a 6 in numerology. So let's do that, shall we? Yeah. So we got, if you're in the positive, this is, and we do this because this helps us to understand further the anomaly that we're dealing with, or the entity that we're dealing with, or the deity that we're dealing with. Whatever we're dealing with, these numbers definitely help us to kind of get a deeper understanding of what we're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? More than just a surface view, and of course what they're giving us. So this is why we do this, and at the same time, you yourself, the viewer, can get something out of this as well. Regardless if you are into these sort of things or not, it may actually help you. So we do a little bit of numerology. If you're familiar with it, good. If not, check it out. Do your due diligence. That's all we implore. We don't push nothing on anybody over here at this channel. You know what I'm saying? We ask that you do your due diligence. If something seems interesting enough, I would say you're welcome, but if you feel the need, go for it. You know what I mean? But just do that on your own leisure, your own time. Your due diligence is very valuable to you. It should be. You know what I'm saying? It's to understand what's going on your planet. What's going on in other dimensions that could possibly inflict your planet, and bring conflict into your life. All right. So, with the number 6 we have for this entity or whatever we're about to deal with, it's feminine in nature. The number 6 is, that is, the number 6 is tangled with the feminine energy, Venus, the planet, and Taurus in the 2nd house, and Libra in the 7th house. So, and then for the positives, we have dependable, loving, loyal, magnetic, responsible, comforting, balanced, thoughtful, stable, sociable, artistic, service-oriented, family-oriented, kind, outgoing, consistent, and understanding. And just so you know, here we don't do understanding, we do understanding, because we ain't standing under nothing. We either gonna get it in here or overstand it, or we ain't dealing with it. All right. Negative, we have stubborn, gossiper, judgmental, domestic tyrant, interfering, meddlesome, doubting Thomas, cynical, dogmatic on the backside, suspicious, jealous, complacent, self-righteous, worshiping persons and things. Worshiping persons and things. All right, so, and then, okay, we got some occupations right here. We got teacher, lawyer, artist, singer, doctor, nurse, advisor, tutor, dentist, voice teacher, public servant, athlete, host, hostess, a social worker, a counselor, that's a realtor, union leader, professor, a surgeon, a beautician, a makeup artist, a public speaker. So that doesn't necessarily mean that if you resonate with the number 6, you're on a 6 life path or anything like that, that you would be necessarily in one of these jobs. All right, but if you do resonate with the number 6 and you find yourself under one of these jobs, then there you go. We got some tidbits here. The rulership over hospitals, institutions, institutional buildings, museums, beautiful homes, bedrooms, fields, pastures, daycare centers, neighborhood shelters, civil defense shelters, art galleries, and health centers. The color that the number 6 entwines with is entirely the entire blue family. So anything dealing with blue. And the tarot for number 6 is the Lover's card, which is love and choice. The need to make a choice in any area of life. Consider all consequences. All right. So just because you heard the term love does not mean all butterflies and whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying, that come with love, which is there's 2 different types. There's the earthly love, which that can definitely get you in trouble. And then there's a divine love that's truly understanding and overstanding of situations. Less judgmental there. So that's our numerology for today, class. You know what I mean? If it helps you, good. If it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, pick up what resonates, put down the rest for anybody that may need that on their chest. You know what I'm talking about? And I hope you got what you need, because I do. Without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. Y'all ready for this? Bust.
SCP-2922.
Talk to me.
Notes from the Under.
I've
talked.
You know, I can't wait till the veil falls, because that's 1,000, boy. I promise you, you're going to see it big just like that, y'all. That's how it's supposed to be, man. They holding out. They holding out. I'm just going to tell it for what it is. They holding out. They holding out on you. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to go out there and see. You will one day. Hang in there. Just hang in there, good people. Hang in there. Academics, hang in there. You'll see it.
Talked about the afterlife quite a bit throughout this series. From the endless, hellish existence of SCP-2718 to the really trippy realm of death in the End of Death canon. The idea of the afterlife has been written about for thousands of years by people from every walk of life.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense that the SCP universe would have numerous different approaches to it. Death and the question of an afterlife is an interesting concept, and that brings us to another interesting SCP, 2922. When given the opportunity to learn about what comes after death, the Foundation is, of course, going to leap at the chance, with all the tactlessness and coldness they can muster.
Yeah.
SCP-2922 is a method of communication from a human mind to a telephone that is not greatly understood by the Foundation. When someone is implanted with this method, they can call a specific phone number at any time. It was originally developed by a corporation as a novelty smartphone app, under the assumption that the natural electricity of the brain was capable of initiating these phone calls somehow. Of course, what's actually happening is some form of telepathy, and the app was never released.
I thought that was what he was going to say.
Exactly how a person gets implanted with the SCP is never specified. And although the assumption is that it's some sort of computer chip, it is odd that they would have been using brain chips for a novelty app. Regardless, although it started as an app, the designated number to receive calls can be a landline instead of a cellular phone. Currently, that designated phone number for 2922 to work is assigned to a landline phone controlled by the Foundation, and a member of something referred to as Project Corbinic must be on hand 24 hours a day to answer any incoming calls.
Hey, man, they went, hey, her.
We'll be hearing a lot more about...
Hey, have we heard that before? Corvinic? Don't it sound familiar? Like, that sound familiar.
Project Corbinic as we go on. As expected,
Yeah, we heard
the Foundation had to test
name.
out this telepathic phone business. But instead of slapping a brain chip onto a D-class, a Foundation researcher volunteered for the project, Dr. Janet Spiegel.
Uh-oh.
As of right now, Janet is located in an extra-dimensional realm.
Well, damn, Janet.
Despite what you might be thinking, 2922 didn't actually send her there, as she was killed in a car accident after being implanted. 2 hours later, the Foundation received a phone call on that designated phone from Janet. The Foundation doctor that picked up the phone was understandably confused, especially after Janet verified her identity and tells her that she had just died in a crash. Surprisingly, Janet understands that she's dead immediately and says that she's naked in the middle of a desert. She also states that she's truly dead and that she's never leaving this place, but she's going to take some time to adjust.
Is she in limbo?
The Foundation attempts to trace the call to no avail. Since the Foundation has someone who is definitely dead in our world and yet still conscious in some other existence, the O5 Council establishes Project Corbinic to use Janet in order to understand the world she's inhabiting. In Arthurian legend, Corbinic is the mystical home of the Holy Grail and the birthplace of Sir Galahad.
Yeah, okay.
The Council presumably thinks they found the Holy Grail of anomalies, true information about the afterlife. The interviews with Janet continue. She says that the sky there is very dark, with black clouds and no stars, although there are 3 moons. She says that it doesn't feel like nighttime, though, and ponders if there even is a daytime and nighttime here, since she hasn't seen a sun at all. There's no wind, no sounds, no animals, and no other people. Janet can still breathe, though, as she has a body identical to her body here on Earth, but she doesn't feel any pain, even hunger. She asks the doctor if she can speak to her husband, still alive here, and the doctor says he'll bring it up with the council. Janet plans on walking in a straight line in one direction until she finds something other than sand. She eventually calls back 5 days later, stating that she's seen some freaky stuff, and that she's not tired or hungry yet at all. She was getting to the base of some mountains when she found another life form, a primate walking on 2 legs, larger than the mountains. She guesses it was about 2,000 meters high, which would make the creature over a mile in height. The creature had matted black fur all over, with 2 glowing white eyes like searchlights. She doesn't think it had a mouth, and apparently out of curiosity, the creature stepped on her. Presumably, she was utterly smashed into the ground, but she says that it hurt.
Who painted this? I'm interested. This is intriguing. I'm indigenous, and I'm interested. Who painted this? Yeah.
Hurt like hell for a couple minutes, meaning she can feel pain here, but her skin and bones put themselves back together.
Yeah, definitely.
The primate wandered off into the desert, and Janet spotted a camp nearby with hundreds of naked people huddled up together.
Like, see? Y'all see this? That's Buffalo. So that's telling you where we at. Alright? Don't get it twisted. Don't let it go over your head. It's like, listen, they put it in your face. This is what I mean. They put it in your face. This is conceptual art, right? That's what they want to call conceptual, right? Conceptualize what's going on here, what these things are, drawing to your speculations. But why? This is in America. This, you know what I'm saying? So What's going on here? That's why I'm questioning, y'all. So for anybody that's wondering why I'm questioning, that's why I'm questioning. Because there's a lot of weird stuff that is happening on this soil. Weird stuff that's happened in the past. And we own that. We own that, though. We own that.
Some of them are buried waist up in the ground, and Janet believes that they buried themselves due to looking for a place to relax while here. She then tells the doctor that she's provided the Foundation with information they'd never imagine of having, and all she wants in return is to talk to her husband. The O5 Council, however, stated that the only people she can talk to are Project Corbinic personnel, as this is extremely sensitive information.
Well, shit, y'all need to pull
Janet asked them to hire her husband onto the project, but since he's a civilian with an art history degree, it would never happen.
Oh, what?
She swears and hangs up. When she briefly called, Janet asked them to hire her husband onto the project, but since he's a civilian with an art history degree, it would never happen.
My bad. Art history degree. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, bruh. That's why, hey, that thing that you know.
She swears and hangs up.
And then she hung up
when
on
she
your
briefly
ass.
calls back again later, she says that a wagon came to the human camp, driven by a guy in a white robe and a skeletal horse, implying that she's now integrated herself within the camp.
Damn.
The wagon driver told the camp that they are to be taken to the Elysian Fields. The Elysian Fields, or Elysium, is an afterlife concept among the ancient Greeks, where those chosen by the gods for their heroic lives would rest after death in paradise. When the doctor remarks that Janet doesn't sound too happy about this, she simply says, "Yeah, sure," and hangs up.
Well, damn.
This would be the last time that the Foundation would hear from Janet for 7 months, despite attempts on their part to try and contact her
She want to talk to her husband.
And track down her
Hello?
location.
She ain't trying to talk, yeah.
Finally, though, a recorded voicemail was received from her, who explains that she's been following their efforts to track her, and that she's now won the favor of some sort of seventh entity, expunged from the record by the Foundation. Janet says that everything she said up to this point was true, but after the wagon driver came, the truth became much more complicated. She is willing to tell the Foundation exactly what happens when you die, but all she wants to do is talk to her husband. She threatens that if the Foundation's fear and hatred of civilians trumps their thirst for knowledge, she'll know, and then she'll never tell. She signs off by stating that she is the advisor to another expunged entity, meaning that Janet has been quite successful in this afterlife so far. It seems pretty simple, right? Let the man talk to his deceased wife, pump him full of some amnestics, and find out all you want to know about the afterlife. Sadly, it was not to be, and instead the Foundation sent an MTF to raid the home of Janet's husband after...
That's what you get when you're dealing with some ignorant-ass people. You don't get what you want. I mean, you see? That's what secrecy gets you. How about that? Let me rephrase it, Academy. Tell them. That's what secrecy gets you. You want to be so secret, you can't even get the information that you seek. That sounds like a lose-lose for you, buddy. Get your stuff together out there at the SCP Foundation, because y'all sucking with this one. Like, seriously. You heard what Buddy said. I was about to call him Dr. Miller, but that ain't where we at right now. So you heard what him said. You feel me? You heard what him said. Him said exactly what I'm thinking. Like, let her talk to him. She gonna give you everything you need, bruh. Now, I don't know how she know exactly what's gonna happen to everybody when they die. Now, I don't think it's gonna be the same, cause I don't know. And how we got that information, I'd have been able to actually, get to the bottom of that to be able to give us a better understanding as to what's going on. But anyway, let's go. We got time. We got time. Let's see.
Voicemail being sent there. Upon arrival, he threw his phone at a wall in an attempt to destroy it and was shot dead by the MTF. The anomalous voicemail was found on the phone, sent somehow by Janet. She told her husband that he's not crazy, and he's really receiving a voicemail from his deceased wife.
Brutal.
It seems the entity that she's been advising in the afterlife can wield some powerful magic, and since the two of them are on friendly terms, the entity helps Janet out, allowing her to send this voicemail. She tells her husband that the MTF is on their way now, they don't take prisoners, and that he is about to die. She explains that there is an afterlife. In fact, there are millions of afterlives, and she's in one of the preferable ones. It seems that once you die, any one of the million of afterlives can await you depending on your actions in that purgatorial state that Janet was in. She says that she can't say much about the journey after death, but that he's been preparing for it his whole life without realizing, and he should look back to his most important memories. She then provides some tips on making it to her. These tips are impressively cryptic, and personally remind me of the journey into the Dreamlands, concocted by H.P. Lovecraft. The tips she gives include following the moon on the left, making it to the Valley of the Striders, and asking the three-faced tree where the spy went, and to not do anything to make anyone angry, including letting a Strider kill you if it wants to. This won't really harm you, and Janet speculates that it's their way of saying hello. Just as she's about to provide the most important tip, though, she realizes the MTF is at his door, and tells him to smash the phone. She's got a powerful entity on her side, and he'll do what he can to help, because he believes in her husband too. True to her word, then, her husband did die, and presumably made it to join her. That would likely be the end of the story if her husband had successfully destroyed the phone and the voicemail, as Janet would probably never contact the Foundation again.
Okay, so what the fuck?
Unfortunately, the Foundation learned what we just did, and proceeded to initiate something called Operation Galahad. Continuing the Arthurian theme, Galahad, born in Corbinick, would be the knight who would finally set out to claim the Holy Grail successfully. Let's see what the Foundation has planned.
I mean, that boy name sounds like
As part of Operation Galahad, the Foundation forms a new MTF, Omega 16,
Is that what it
Grail
said?
Knights. The members of the Grail Knights were hand-selected for their hand-to-hand combat abilities, skills of judgment, stamina, and more.
Yeah,
They have dubbed the afterlife
yeah.
Corbinick, and the MTF is being sent in to navigate, map, and comprehend the location. None of the members of the MTF are actually aware that it's the afterlife, as they have not been given any of the 2922 documentation. For them, it's simply a very important extra-dimensional location that is home to an enemy of the Foundation that needs to be captured. This is their primary goal, as she is stated to be a traitor to the Foundation who is actively working against them. This is, of course, a tricky goal, as Janet has powerful entities on her side, and the home field advantage, as it were. MTF agents are sent in with no earthly gear whatsoever, forcing them to find or create their own equipment and tools. Moving on, the documentation for Operation Galahad says that agents will be sent to Corbinick through an experimental procedure in which they are placed into medically induced comas and use SCP-2922 to communicate. Sounds a little fishy for the Foundation, but okay. So far, they've managed to detail only a couple different regions, and they acknowledge that the total space of Corbinick is unknown. They tell the MTF that humans inside of Corbinick believe it to be some form of afterlife, but whether or not it is unimportant. Gravity, air, and temperature are all similar to Earth, with generally unchanging weather and 3 moons. Upon arrival in Corbinick, an individual will awaken.
3 moons. And here it used to be 3 suns. I wonder, I'm thinking. Okay, let's go. I'm thinking.
In a random part of the Great Desert, with no clothes or possessions. On one edge of the desert is a mountain range called the Valley of the Striders, found by following the leftmost moon for as long as possible. In the valley are the Striders, a dangerous native species, a nomadic society of humans, and an entity known as the Three-Faced Tree. In the center of the valley is Bogle Mountain, believed to be over 30 kilometers in height, which would make it a few times taller than Mount Everest. At the top of the mountain, although it hasn't been directly observed, is rumored to be a castle where the Witch Queen of Bogle Mountain resides. Winding through the valley is the River Tak, a river of organic grayish sludge, possibly a gigantic amoeba of some form. Following the path of this river leads to a large cubic structure called the Marble Hall. The hall is several kilometers wide, and inside are thousands of humans in a perpetual orgy. Equally praised and feared by local human settlements, it is ruled by an entity known as the Elephant King, who actively seeks for humans to live in its hall for unknown reasons. Following the River Tak to its source finds the Chitin Sea, which is not really a sea at all. It is a massive biomass with a thin top layer of chitin, a polymer that makes up the exoskeletons of insects, and deep layers of unidentified organs and liquefied tissue. It seems that walking across the Chitin Sea is possible, but 5 agents have been lost so far due to the chitin cracking, and so it's advised to avoid it. In the desert is an entity called the Cold-Bound Hare, which resembles an Arctic hare 4 times the size of normal, but composed entirely of snow. Once a year, for a period of 24 hours,
jump gates.
this hare will travel to a nearby location called the Croaking Cave. The cave is of unknown size, maintains a constant 0 degrees Celsius, and averages 3 inches of snow across the interior. Inside are a number of mechanical constructs, known as the Frogs That Spit Winter, each about 1 meter tall. Upon opening their mouths, a gaseous substance is released capable of freezing any substance to negative 20 degrees Celsius, accompanied by a highly compressed sound bite of a bullfrog croak. Also living in the cave are around 100 humans, who have settled into a single village tended by an entity called the Flame Bearer, a marsupial organism resembling a kangaroo. Its pouch contains an indeterminable amount of fire that it can take out and hold in its forepaws, and it can apparently
Where is this? Because I promise you, there's used to be places like these on these particular planet right here. You know what I'm talking about? Probably still is, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they don't let us go every damn well. There are places like this. I'm pretty sure it is still on the planet. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Final piece of Operation Galahad is a corrupted file. In within the SCP universe. And while it certainly isn't the most horrific, it is definitely imaginative.
Yeah, that's why they look like the damn Earth right there. You know what I'm talking about? And it look like a black dot on that map. Look like a burn spot from the sun, don't it? Like the sun's putting a burn mark on the Earth. That's what it look like to me. Anyway, the Academic, you know what I'm talking about? There is the video. I hope y'all appreciated that, you know what I'm saying? And liked it and all that good stuff. Let's go through some of these numbers, shall we? Because I'm already on them tidbits. Because I was looking right at it. Art galleries. Because these were some photos, you know what I'm saying? Like, these were definitely some paintings of some places that I know these people have seen. And they just, you know what I'm saying? Museums. Like, look at that. Beautiful stuff. You feel me? Yeah. Them tidbits, you know what I'm saying? Them tidbits. And then on top of that, we was dealing with, ultimately, the witch. So we got feminine in nature. Like I said, the 6, the feminine energy. You feel me? The Venus. You feel me? So we know we dealing with a woman right here. You know what I'm saying? Janet, another woman. We dealing with feminine energy. You feel me? Yeah, interfering. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going down. It's going down. Artistic. See, look, they're, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Self-service, self-oriented, family-oriented. She want to get with a hubby. You feel me? They trying to do that thing together. You feel me? Yeah. Loving. You feel me? Then that's that lover's card, love and choice. You know what I'm saying? The need to make a choice in any area, and she made a choice to take it how she took it and went over there and made a name for herself, and then she wanted hubby over there with her. So you feel me? And considering all consequences. Hey, so like I said, that's why we do it. For those that are new and always questioning why we do it, that's why. That's why. Can't be mad at me, you feel me? It's by the number. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why we bring it in. So, you know what I mean? Salute to those that can dig it. And, you know what I'm saying? For the others that can't, I mean, listen, we're trying to figure the stuff out. You feel me? So that's all I can really tell you. We're trying to figure it out. We know something's going on, and we're gonna figure it out, as we have been. We've trust me, we figured a lot of stuff out, and it's the reason why they got the band on you, boy. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't doing something, why would the shadows be around? Okay? I'm just saying. So that's where we at with it. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all keep y'all head on the swivel. You feel me? We don't want to get tossed out there just so you can. Matter of fact, you know what? That's another thing, man. The domestic tyrant, they're being cynical. You feel me? Hold on. We ain't done with y'all, Ace. Yeah, man. Then we got worshipping persons and things. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, come on, bruh. Yeah, artists. Yeah, even the occupations is there, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got it all the way. Like, we got every single thing we got hits on, people. So, I ain't arguing. I ain't came to argue with you. Just came to put you on that game, you feel me? Give you the bigger picture. I ain't came to argue with you, just give you the bigger picture. How about that, y'all? So, head on the swivel. Don't forget to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected out there. Do not let the world drive you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to keep your CT on at all time. Because, you know, we do over here as much as possible. Keeps the critical thinking cap on. Because it's important, man. It's important, man. They playing with you 24/8. They playing with your mind 24/8. And we got things over here that's reality bending and SCPs that's just like, and listen, then it says notes from under. So I knew it, and then that's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? She went to purgatory, y'all. And then that's like the human. So, and just so we aware, like, just so y'all that are aware about that. Thank you, Seth. So y'all aware about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody ain't human. So basically, what she is saying is she know where people that's human are going, not those that aren't. Everybody that you see ain't human. And sometimes it's through genetics, you know what I'm saying? That just what it is, through genetics. That certain things aren't what they are. It's just what it is. It's not what it is because the bending and the angling of the light got you thinking that you seeing something. Don't mean that's what it is. Trust me. They put it in our face all the time. You know what I'm talking about? Think of MIB. Think of that. How they were at the post office and they're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. You're not the only person on the planet. And you ain't been the only person on the planet. Shit, we was on the planet before you got here. So, humans, y'all are in trouble. Unless you can find your place where Janet is. Unless you can go where Janet went. You know what I'm talking about? You go to purgatory or you go to limbo. That Ace is in freaking trouble. You understand me? So you better hope that you ain't no human. Because you're in trouble. That's where the humans are going. And don't forget, they say human, man, mankind. And then we got gods, goddesses, and we got high vibrationals and a whole bunch of other stuff to be dealing with. And it's all out there. All of it. You got to find your place. Where are you?